What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 9 of NHL 23 Houston Coyotes Franchise Mode Series. If you guys missed the last episode, spoiler warning, we unfortunately did not win the Stanley Cup. As you guys can see there, the Devils did win it. If you missed the last few episodes, we actually won back-to-back cups a couple years ago, and we made 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. Unfortunately, last season we got bounced in round 1 by the Dallas Stars. Probably had to do with Matt Saugard starting and putting up probably the worst I was ever seen from a goalie in franchise mode. So before I actually show you guys the team, I'm going to first make a trade for a new starting goalie. I saw a lot of you guys asking for that. The guy I saw that I want the most, if we can't get him, I'll go somewhere else, but it's actually on New Jersey. It's this DeVries guy, 24 years old, 87 overall, meanly potential, 3rd round pick by the Devils 2025. Looks to be pretty good. I like the fact he's got 80 poise. Now he's making just under $4 million for 1 more year. His price is definitely going to go up, so hopefully we can get him re-signed beginning of this season for cheaper. Definitely got to have them retain 50% as well. Now I think we make the offer worth their while. Just give them a ton of stuff, they'd say yes. Obviously, 2 years left. No reason to hold on to a ton of guys. We still have Lenny there, high elite. I'd rather save him. Lysick as well is getting better. Could definitely give up Curry there. We don't need, him and Barnaby. Honestly, Gibson, Lennon, probably pick up both those guys. Gibson's the current backup. I feel like Lysick's good enough to be the AHL starter. Leonard there could be the AHL backup. So, huge haul of goalies. The value is still a bit on their side by the looks of it. Plus, we have them retaining 50%. And he's on the block, so we'll definitely have to add something here. Maybe we'll just try with like a 2nd round pick next year. I doubt this gets it done. This is our starting point. Trades rejected. Yeah, they don't want to keep their salary, so we're really gonna have to overpay for them to do this. 1st round pick this year. Trades rejected. Actually, guys, I just lowered his retained salary to 0. Apparently it works, so we'll try again with the 2nd. No retained salary. If they say no, we'll go with the 1st round pick. They're saying yes to the 2nd. Okay, I mean, that's an awesome deal for us. We really didn't give up much. We now have an elite starting goalie. And after making the trade for the goalie, guys, I'll show you what the team is looking like. I really do think we can be Stanley Cup contenders this year. So, I mean, our top 6, absolutely stacked. Kachuk, Matthews, Keller, Eisman, Cooley, Enroth. 3rd line there, we got Geeky, Bordeleau, Batherson. 4th line gets a +5. Stone, Hayton, and Chushkin. All, of course, very good defensively. Now, in terms of the defense, it's a little bit weaker, but still solid. We got Langdon, Deline, top pair. Langdon's medium elite, so he can get even better. He's only 20, already an 85. Gouli, Strovi on the 2nd pair with Lamoureux and Zellweger on the bottom. Also, Zellweger's 26. This is last year to grow. Potential drop from medium elite to medium top 4. Now it's high top 4, so we'll see how he does. We're going to have him on a couple power plays. Gouli, so we got DeVries there starting. Vamelka backing him up. In terms of special teams, you guys can see power play 1, like how nasty is that, getting a +5. Power play 2 gets +5 as well. We actually got Geeky on it now. The 4-man there gets a +5. I think for both, or actually 2nd is a +3. The first PK is a +5. It looks good. I think we're actually getting positive chemistry everywhere, except for the 2nd and 3rd 3-man, so not too bad. As usual, too, every single player has at least some special team time. In terms of the AHL team, they look good as well. I mean, we're actually getting solid chemistry. Like you can see there, we got Carlson, 2nd line center. Tracy's 3rd line center is an 81, so a lot of depth. We got Corson going from 4th line right wing, NHL to AHL, but still completes the Bash Bro line. Defensively there, led by Mihir Lemieux, which I think is pretty cool. Then in terms of the goalies, we got Lysick starting. Unfortunately, the high elite I could not sign. So after we made that trade, we actually are still up against the cap. You guys can see there, cap space, 220K. So literally does not even let me sign this guy because we can only offer 800K. He wants like 950, so he said no when I did it last time. And yeah, not within consideration. So unfortunately, we gotta have the 55 backup. And actually, guys, since we're on the contract page, might as well look and see what Matthews wants for an extension. He actually wants to save money, going from 15 to 14.95, a 50K discount. Wow. Okay. I mean, 85% rule. What if we tried offering him like 13 million? We do save, a couple million at that point, which obviously is gonna help out resigning the goalie. Geeky there needs a new deal as well. He wants 400K less. Yeah, let's do that. 1 year. He says yes to 3.2. We get another $500,000 savings there. Langdon wants an extension, 7 million. Ooh, so that's going to be tough to squeeze in. Nichushkin we cannot do. Bordeleau we could. He wants a lot of money. We might be losing him as well. Have to get somebody cheap. Zellweger wants 6 as an 81. That's just not happening, even if he plays well. So luckily we got Mihir Lemieux in the AHL. We're going to have to call him up for sure. DeVries, are we allowed to extend? We can. 5.3. Okay, I mean, I don't really see him asking for much more than that after this season, but if he says yes to, like, I don't know, 4.75 right now, I would do that. I think it'd fit in. And like I was saying, too, Lemieux's definitely getting called to the NHL next year. $2 million he's asking for. I think if he plays in the AHL, he can't really ask for any more than that, so we might as well wait on him as well. Vasanov here might also get called up to the NHL next year. So hopefully get all those guys in. Now, I'll show you guys the team's rating are for this year too, how they did in the preseason. As you can see, Matthews popped off. 16 points in 6 games. I don't know if I've ever seen someone do that in the preseason. I know like you're not playing against the best competition, but he's averaging almost 3 points a game. In terms of ratings, we got 100 offense, 92 defense, 86 goaltending. So this team should be poised for a cup run. Let's see what happens. And there we go, guys. Matthews said yes to 13 million. So right there, we save a couple million on him. That is huge. And DeVries also said yes. We got our starting goalie for next season as well. I don't think, 4.75, too bad of a deal. Geeky as well took a bit of a discount. He's playing third line now for the first time, plus power play and PK. So he might even go up in rating. All right, guys, we're at the end of December now with a record of 25, 6, and 3. Absolutely crushing. We currently got 53 points on the year, which does have us first in the NHL. AHL team, 19, 8, and 1. They're in a playoff spot. Not doing too bad. Haponiemi there, over a point per game. Love to see that. Matthews as well, 46 and 34. So both teams looking good. And so at the deadline now with a record of 41, 15, and 5. This team continues to crush it. In terms of the entire NHL, we are still first. Oilers, though, only 1 point back. AHL-wise, they're second now, 38, 13, and 1. Haponiemi is the leading scorer, 64-52. Like, that's really good for AHL stats. They don't usually pop off that much. In terms of the NHL, Matthews there, 73 and 61. He's actually more of a playmaker this season. So we'll see what they can do at the deadline. Obviously, we have literally 0 cap space, so the move would have to be exactly perfect in terms of the cap situation. I'm not really sure, who we have a lot of cap that we'd even want to deal. Matty Beniers there, 10.5. Pretty much no way we get him. Same with Brant Clark, but you never know. Maybe you can figure out something crazy. Hischier there, Eklund, Lindholm, Jonathan Berggren, Alex Tuck still available again. Oh, he's down to 86. He was a 90. Troy Terry, Provorov, Hoglander. So right now, guys, we're trying to get a small trade. The Dallas Stars. They get Ovechkin, not Alex Ovechkin, but Maxim Ovechkin here. Defensive defenseman was actually a first-round pick. 25th overall by the Carolina Hurricanes. A lot of people I saw want me to trade for him. And honestly, the fact we're going to lose a couple D-man, he could probably be in the NHL for us next season. Right now, he's actually in the NHL for Dallas. He got 6 points there in 61 games. Based on ice time, I think he's playing like second pair for them. So Coe here is just a guy, but 2 years left. We'll get rid of his contract. And then Barnaby there, meme league goalie. We definitely have a lot of good goalies. Can afford to give him up. We're actually, value's on our side. He's not on the block, so we could try and get a little greedy here at a pick. Chances are, though, we'll have to, just do it 1 for 1. We'll try the third there. They say no. Probably just going to have to do it, no picks here. And they do say yes. Okay, so trade from a position of strength there. We have all those goalies. We still have Leonard there's high elite, plus Lysick medium elite. He's in the AHL. If he doesn't become a backup, because we have Amelka for next season, could use him as a trade chip as well. And then, of course, we still have, a good amount of picks for this last draft. Gonna try and see if we can maybe make one more trade, but don't need to. Alright, guys, the trade deadline's now complete. Just made that one trade there for Ovechkin. Hopefully our team's, in a good enough spot we can make a cup run. Now look at the trades. You got Ethan Bear going to the Penguins. Ryan Hartman there to the Red Wings. Let's see. Anything else? Josh Doan there, former player of ours, goes to Dallas Stars. So he's actually still in Texas. Jake DeBrusk to the Sabres. Lindholm there to the Devils. Of course, our trade for Ovechkin. Peterson goes back to Penguins. Let's see, not really. Daniil Boot there to the Avalanche. Hoglander to the Wild. Kuzmenko to the Blue Jackets. That one's a bit interesting. Mikey Anderson to the Avs. Provorov to the Flames. Uyghur to the Devils. Jack Rathbone there to the Senators. Daniel Chaika to the Dallas Stars. Really nothing crazy, though. And after the trade deadline, guys, obviously no change to the NHL team. We're just going to keep it together. Hopefully, they can make a run at that Stanley Cup. AHL-wise, we have added Ovechkin to the AHL decor. And you can see he's playing on the second pairing there with Brustovic. Hopefully, I said his name right that time. So we'll see what happens here, guys, with both these teams. About a month and a half left. We'd love, Stanley Cup and Calder Cup in one season. That'd be pretty cool. All right, guys, we're at the end of the season now with a record of 58, 19, and 5. Very, very solid year. 121 points there on the season. Looks to be first NHL, but actually quite a bit. I think the Oilers there at 108, next closest team. AHL-wise, 54, 60, and 1. They also crushed it. First there in the division, 1 point back of the Bears for first in the AHL. So yeah, both teams had great years. Heponiemi, 89 points in 71 games. Like, that's incredible for an AHL player. Matthews there, 98 points. Just too shy there of 100. Not too bad at all. Let's see. Kachuk there put up 91. So I think the trade worked out well. Jack Quinn never had 91 points. Let's do a quick check on Florida. They're luckily the team above us. Yeah, he only put up 66 for them. So I think Quinn for Kachuk, that trade worked out. Clayton Keller there at 89. Enroth 78, almost point per game. I think that's his best season yet. Cooley 75. Dahlin 73 as a defenseman. Eisman 71. So I mean, what? 7 players on our team had 70 plus points. That is actually incredible to see, like, all the top dogs getting it done. Babson there, almost 50 as a third liner. Geeky as well, 46 is pretty solid. Olin Zellweger there at 45. I think that's good from him. Also only took 1 penalty all year. Bordelot 30, not too bad. So looking through, I think, everyone did pretty well. I actually noticed this. Langdon, 141 penalty minutes. I don't know how he managed that. Guy's got 87 discipline, 84 aggressiveness. I feel like he should have had that many penalties. And in terms of the goaltending guys, so Tristan DeVries here, our new goalie, 48 wins, 909 save percentage, 2.75 goals against. Vamelka there, actually, 10 wins, 2 losses. He was a backup, though, so, a lot of times the backups do have better numbers. AHL-wise, Lysick there, 921, 202, very solid. This Larson guy, 55 overall, putting up pretty good numbers considering. This is why, like I said, the backups often, have inflated numbers. After Hepwanyemi there, Joshua Wass, 78 points, Carlson, 62, Standard, 61, it's Nyman guy, 56. So, overall pretty solid. Let's see, Lemieux there, 39. He's getting called up next year. Where's Ovechkin? He had 9 points in 18 games for us. That's also pretty solid. And look at this, guys. I hadn't switched over yet to the NHL stats. Leonov here on Laval Rocket. 97 points with 57 goals. That's incredible. Playing with Alex Nylander there. Also had 90 points. So Hepwanyemi finishes third. Wow. In terms of NHL, Jack Hughes, 104 points. You then had Rantanen, Pastrnak, Robertson, Bedard, McKinnon, Bratt. Matthews, though, makes the first page. Actually tied in points with McDavid. Goals there, Bedard, 59. The dude's a cheat code. He's up to 96 overall now. Defensive scoring here, Quinn Hughes first, 79, plus 30. He's probably winning another Norris there with Edmonton. Dahlin, though, did finish 6th in scoring with 73 points. Like, that's not bad. Goaltending stats here. DeVries actually most wins in the NHL. I don't see him winning the Vezina, though. Spencer Knight there, the best save percentage, .924. Even Kosa, 921. Goals against wise, also Spencer Knight, 254. And then in terms of the rookie skaters, Zachary Kennedy here on Minnesota, 66 points. Probably going to take home the Calder Trophy. Now, as I mentioned, guys, I believe he won the President's Trophy, unless I absolutely missed something. But yeah, no, we did. 121 there. Basically a 74 win percentage. Let's see. Anaheim there. Kind of squeaks in at 17. Last in the NHL this year. The Minnesota Wild. Goals for. We were first place. 324. Only team there with 300 plus goals for. Goals against. We were second place. So, this team should be poised for a good playoff run. We'll see what happens here. First round looks to be against the Stars, who I think actually beat us first round last year. So we got chance for redemption, chance for revenge. We'll see what that Stars lineup is looking like. So on Dallas here, guys, of course, they got that Alan Ben guy playing with Rube, Hintz, Massey. It's a nasty first line. Evangelista here, who actually thought about getting, playing with Johnston there, Paterka, Bunting, Pinto, Doan, former player of ours, is going to want to go off. Foodie, Wah, and Poulin. So kind of cool, actually. They have a couple former spits there, Johnston, Foodie. Defensively, they got Heiskanen, Merkley, Roos, Forsling, Bichelle, Delmastro. So after Heiskanen, D is pretty weak. They do have Andre still, though, was a 91 goalie. They got a nasty first line. It's going to be a battle for sure. Even though we had, 11 more wins regular season, doesn't mean anything once you enter the playoffs. So see what happens here, guys. Another battle of Texas, which I think is pretty cool. First 2 games at home in Houston. Lose game 1, 3-2. Win game 2, though, 7-2. Head to Dallas now. Come on. And 4-2 win and a 7-4 loss. So just like last series, it's 2-2. Game 5 is a 2-1 OT loss. Oh my god, it's almost identical to what happened last year. We have to win game 6. Let's see our losses so far. 3-2, 7-4 is tough, 2-1. I think overall the goalie's playing pretty well. Can't put it on him. Game 6, we force game 7. We do, 5-4 OT win. Let's go. Come on, boys, find a way. Game 7 at home in Houston. We're down too early. Foodie, Bunting. Oh my gosh, 3-0. Dallas just has our number. What the heck? Hopefully can find a way for a miracle here. Approaching the halfway mark, though, other third period, so it's not looking great. Come on. There's no way. Like, we're so much better than this team. Unless they pull a Maple Leafs here. Maple Leafs Bruins, what was that, circa 2014? Yeah, it looks like we actually get shut out in Game 7, 3-0. That sucks. And look at the AHL team here, guys. They actually lost in the first round to the Colorado Eagles, which I can't believe. Like, the AHL team was nasty as well this year. Like, what the heck? And look at this, guys. Clayton Keller there at 11 points in 7 games. So the captain popped off for us. Kachuk was a point per game. Dahlin and Matthews were close. I guess Cooley's the only one you could really say underperformed there with 3 points. Everyone else kind of did what you'd expect. Eiserman as well, 2 points there. And then in terms of the goaltenders, DeVries, above a 900 save percentage. That's good enough, you'd think, to get through. So that's just tough. And now the large all-terrain guys, Montreal there jumps from 8-1. The Rangers actually getting the 4th overall pick via Washington. Always funny when you see, traded picks in the top 5. St. Louis Blues, though, actually won the Stanley Cup. I'm going to show you guys all the awards next year, as well as the playoff tree. I still can't believe. I guess, it shows, even if we started Vamelka last season, probably didn't matter in regards to losing to Dallas. So St. Louis beat the Avs in 6, swept the Stars. Are you kidding me? They beat the Oilers there in 7 before beating the Sabres in 5. Of course, that means Bedard actually gets his first Stanley Cup. President's Trophy there, of course, we won. Second President's Trophy, I believe. So we're getting some hardware. I still think we got done dirty. Jack Hughes Art Ross Trophy. Matthews got the Hart. Okay, so that's actually really cool. Did not expect that one at all. Fortunately, again, couldn't do anything in the playoffs, but a good thing we signed him early this season. I think he would have asked for more than 15 otherwise. Byram there, his first James Norris Trophy. Can't believe he actually got it over Quinn Hughes. Jack Hughes, Lady Bing. Kennedy got the Calder. Kyrou Conn Smythe. Spencer Knight there got the Vezina. Hofer, though, got the Liam Jennings. Split with Kakinen. Jet Wu there, Bill Masterton. Blue Jackets coach Jack Adams. Beniers, another Selke Trophy. It's got to be like his 6th or 7th. Matthews also got the Ted Lindsay. Wow. And then Bedard and Maurice Richard. So I can't believe what Matthews took home. I want to look at the top scores again. So, all right, Matthews got all of that literally just because he had a better plus minus. You can see 6 points behind Hughes, but plus 45 compared to his plus 7. The next closest was McKinnon plus 31. So that's why Matthews there got the Hart and the Ted Lindsay. It showed like we were such a good team. Really sucks we couldn't show anything for it aside from a President's Trophy. AHL-wise, Calder Cup actually went to Texas Stars. You hate to see that as us because, like, obviously our rival at this point in terms of the franchises. Individual points, that Leonov guy, most points, MVP, most goals. Sekula there, also on the Rocket, got the best rookie. They're stacked. Gorge is there, best defenseman. Mickelrath, also on the Rocket, best goalie. That team's insane. Bergenheim, MVP to the playoffs. Happy though, got sportsmanship. Pollock there, community involvement. And then our goalie, actually, Lysick, lowest goals against. So, I mean, there's some good things to look forward to, guys, for the final year. Definitely got to make a bit of a splash at the drafts. We got some defensemen. There's just pretty much no way I think we can afford. I guess I'll take a look right now, though, just to make sure before we do, kind of move on here. So, Langdon wants 6.9. We've got 5.9. There's probably just no way that happens. Nichushkin might be able to fit that in. 2.9. We got $3 million bucks, though. Bordelot's probably gone. Sorovi luckily is extended. What's Lemieux looking for? $2 million bucks? I think we just have to wait on him. Hopefully get him cheap. Vasanov, okay, 800K. Yeah, let's get that done. I'll even do, 825 there, an extra 25K, because he probably gets called up next season. I actually haven't seen Mark Stone's name when I was looking at the contract screen, so I think he might be retiring. Also, guys, I almost forgot, but Zellweger here now an 82 overall. What's he want? 5.9. It just makes no sense. I'm sure we can find, production like that somewhere else. So we'll get to the draft, guys. Like I mentioned, too, first we have the retirement screen. I think Stone's retiring. I think that's why we didn't see him there. So you got Nugent Hopkins, Jake Gensel, and yes, there you have Mark Stone. Luckily, went on to Stanley Cup champion. I think, including the Vegas Cup, you'd have 3 Stanley Cups. Terry Vine in there, Ryan Johansson, Trocheck, Burakovsky, Bjorkstrand, Hartman. So not quite as good a retirement class as last season, but still not bad. In terms of the goalies, you got Connor Hellebuck retiring with the Tampa Bay Lightning, Matt Murray, Kyle Peterson, Drieger, Nedeljkovic. And now, guys, we're into our final draft here. Obviously, no draft in the finals. Curious to see who the top pick's going to be. This Jeffrey Martin's guy, unknown. So could even be high elite. He's a gem. I'm not sure how he's unknown. I've got 2 scouts in the WHL. That doesn't really make any sense to me. This guy here, medium elite, also a gem. Then you got high top 6. Some teams getting screwed because then 3 medium elites behind them. Take a look and see other gems here. We actually have a guy in the 40s. We have a first round pick, so potentially could just take him a bit early. Now, guaranteed potentials. This goalie, okay, could be high franchise, 38. I mean, we've gotten screwed like that before. This other goalie, very small chance to be high elite. Defenseman here, guaranteed medium elite, going to go 90. That's an awesome find by our scouts. Okay, so definitely have some really good trade pieces here. Try and make something happen. Also a guaranteed low elite, 188. Even this guy, Blomstrand, they're pretty sure is guaranteed low top 6. He's going to go last pick in the draft. All right, guys, so just into our pick, number 28 there in the first round. Probably just going to take that goalie who could be high franchise. First overall ended up just being a standard medium elite, although he is 82 overall, so pretty good. Minnesota there gets screwed, taking the high top 6. The next guys there, medium elites. Blackhawks actually much better pick than the Flames. So we are taking this guy a bit early, but we're not really going to get the value dropping back. Samuelson here, Swedish goalie. Could be the next Henrik Lundqvist. And he's high elite. I mean, not high franchise, but still, 60 overall high elite. Bunch of X factors, too. I mean, that's a sick pick, late first round. And our next pick here, guys, is pick 82. In the third round, I'm thinking at this point, honestly, we'll just take this defenseman, guaranteed medium elite. Let's see, what's his rating going to be? Xavier Lowe, only 49 overall, but still, that's a very, very good value so far. We are crushing this draft. We actually pick 3 picks later. That's kind of funny. So, Charles Cross there could be low elite. I think at this point, probably just go for a Potter who's got a chance to be high elite, but I guess we don't really need to take him at this point. We could probably trade back a whole round. So right now, guys, trying to make a trade the Boston Bruins just to pick up a 7th round pick if we can. And they say no, so that's why, like, it's so hard to trade back. So I'm just going to take Potter at this spot, guys. Hopefully he's decent. Another goalie. High backup. Okay, so we missed on him, but I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. Next pick here, we're going to go with Pajot. Guaranteed low elite. 60 overall as well. That's pretty good in the 4th round. Like, I like that pick a lot. Now, next year, guys, we're trying to make a big trade to Chicago Blackhawks to get this Prentice defenseman. 21 years old, 85 overall, immediately potential. Main reason I want to make this trade is because he's on his entry-level deal still next season, whereas Langdon here needs a raise. He's going to want a bunch of money. And he's the exact same rating as Prentice. They're both 85 overall. The Blackhawks probably will have the cap space. Give them a free low elite as well. Urquhart doesn't look too bad. We actually got him in the 7th round, 2029, so not a bad pick. We'll see if they say yes. I probably have to add more, but this is the starting point. Trades rejected. Value on the table is too far off. So I was already looking. There's another low elite I could add on to this trade. And Picard, 1853 low elite. They still say no. What if we try adding like a 3rd round pick next year as well? Could try adding like a 1st round pick next year as well. Cap savings is huge for us to try and keep this team together. Value now is way on our side. They do say yes. Okay, so huge trade there, but again, with 1 year left, definitely worth it. Just haven't really tried the Stanley Cup, but still, you know, a good decor. Probably still need to tweak it a bit more. Sorobi at 82 overall, if he doesn't grow, is more of a better bottom pair guy than a top 4, so would like to add, you know, someone 84 plus still. Zeller, unfortunately, is going to be gone. I think Lemieux probably play on the bottom pair. With Sorobi next season, also have Lamoureux as an option, more of like a 7th defenseman. Vasilov and Ovechkin also could grow, but got burnt before counting on that, so would like to add one more guy. Alright guys, and now next year trying to trade the Seattle Kraken to get Henry Muse. Very solid offensive defenseman. 94 all puck skills, 90 offensive awareness. Last year, 13 goals, 34 assists. Basically, losing Zellweger, I want him running like our power play too. I'm offering up Zellweger since we can extend him. Plus Samuelson here, we just drafted the high elite goalie. 1 year left, like he's never going to get good enough. Tons of X factors, got a lot of value. Now Muse, this is risky. He needs a new contract. I'm basically hoping if we have control, we can like wait him out, get him on a good deal. Plus, we should have a bit of money after some of the trades we made. So, the value's on our side. We'll see what the Kraken say. Trades accepted. Okay, so, again, it was a risk. Worst case, though, like, we can flip them. And still, for next year, like, Leonard there's going to be AHL backup. DeVries is elite. Same with Lysick. We're looking good in the goalie department. I think, too, even in terms of skaters, we still have a couple medium league prospects we could trade at the deadline. Xavier Lau we just drafted. We got Mare here as well, so looking good. I'm assuming our last pick now, guys, in the draft. 200th overall. We're just going to take that guy who could be low top 6, who's ranked like 300 something. Blomstrand here, he is low top 6. Let's go, 56 overall, but in the 7th round, that's a great pick. Look at this, guys. Vasilov actually accepted our offer. I forget what it was. It was quite cheap though, so if he does grow a bit, we'll actually have him on a really good contract there. Again, I just want kind of options for the defense. Luckily, all of our best players on a contract. You can see though, cap space a little under $6 million. Enroth here, $8 million for 87 is a bit expensive, but he just put up 78 points. Like, I think he'll grow a bit over the summer. He's got that melee potential. We'll have to wait and see. Muse here again will qualify. What's he going to want? 5.7. Oh, sorry. He wants 7.9. Yes. So we're waiting on him. Hopefully can, you know, keep him. Nichushkin here wants 2.8. Bordelot, what's he want? 3 million. He's a, you know, Houston native. Unfortunately, at this point, though, we got to let him go. We'll have, you know, somebody from the AHL called up. Kaponiemi's been an AHL star. He wants 1.2. Also too much money. Tracy here wants 800K, so we could sign him just to continue to play in the AHL. Again, Mark Stone's gone. Carlson, he wants 800K to be in the AHL. That's fine. Now Lemieux here will qualify. Should make the NHL team next season. 1.9 million. So, I don't know. I'm going to offer him like... I don't even actually. We'll keep it qualified because of the chance we actually don't even use them. Ovechkin wants 1.5. Definitely not worth it because he could be in the AHL, so that would just screw us up. The standard guy could also get called up. We're just qualifying. He wanted like 1.2. Brower there wants 1.2, so he's gone. So many guys asking for way more than we can afford. Looks like my job this offseason is literally just qualifying a bunch of RFAs. And in terms of the goaltenders, guys, obviously we got the 2 NHL goaltenders locked up for next year. Leonard there will be the AHL backup. We need to use him in a trade, we will. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind, you know, keeping him, really have the goalie situation for the made-up future GM under control. So, I mean, 5.7 million, we can probably somehow squeak in Muse and Nichushkin. I think after that, though, Lemieux would have to take League Min, and then actually we'd be in a good spot. We might have to find like one guy at League Min to play 4th line forward, but other than that, we should be good. Nichushkin, I'm going to try offering 2.5 to start, see what he says. He rejected, wants to test free agency. Carlson Tracy said yes, though, so I guess worst case, they're 4th line for us. Nichushkin will try 2.75. Still rejects, wants to test free agency. He's so good on the PK. I'd really like to keep him. I'll offer exactly what he's asking, but I don't think I'm going to offer more. Still rejects. Yeah, so I think we're losing him just in order to keep everybody else. So we'll get to free agency here, guys. Obviously, have no money to spend. We're looking for league min players. That's it. Jake Sanderson, Simon Edvinsson, Matty Beniers, the reigning Selke winner for however many years, hits the free agent market. That's pretty crazy. Behind him, you got Jonathan Berggren. 89 overall, wants 12.8. What the heck? Sometimes the asks make no sense. Marco Kasper, 88 overall, only asking 6.7. That's actually really fair. Dubois there as well is older and wants, you know, $1.5 million more than Kasper. And Kasper had, what, 55 points last year. That's really interesting ask from him. So, unfortunately, like I mentioned, we have no money. So, I'll just go to goalies just to kind of be curious. Hofer there's the best one available. We'll take a look at two ways. They'd have to literally be like elite potential, which, wow, Wolf here. Just fell through free agency, 1953. If we could get him for free, that'd be awesome. I'll make an offer. Probably don't get him, but you never know. We'll look at two-way players here. You got this Urquhart guy, 2165 low elite. We actually just traded him. I'm not sure if it's part of the Muse trade or the other trade, but like, what the heck? Why don't teams sign their guys? And so I'm looking for someone that could play fourth line. Klim Kostin, D awareness there's only 81. So I want someone a bit better than that defensively. Honestly, I am not seeing it here with the two-way players. I will sort by potential just to see anybody else worth signing, but doesn't really look like it. Actually, Pinelli here, 2679. Pretty good shot and hands. Could sign him for the AHL team. And so I'm back looking at regular players, guys, and Logan O'Connor here is the exact kind of guy I'm looking for. 34 years old, 79 overall. Look at defensive stats, though. 92 D awareness. Physical is not that great, but I just want like a smart defensive player. Fourth line wing to replace Mark Stone. 1.1 for 2. Let's see if he'll take $1 million for 1 year. We also do need someone to replace Nichushkin. But I think we have that potentially internally unless there's somebody really good. Zarkov there. He's actually... it's really slow, but not bad. Look at this offer the Leafs just made us, guys. Pierre-Olivier Joseph for Caden Gooley. We're taking on $4 million in salary, so we couldn't get Muse at that point. 85 overall, offensive defenseman. He is what we're looking for. I mean, I'm trying to think. Would it make more sense to get him at 50% than it would to get Muse? I wouldn't be giving up Gooley. I think I'll reject, but if Muse price never comes down, we could go after Joseph at 50%. Urquhart here, who's the guy we traded away. He signed with us, is funny. Wolf there goes to the Blues. That's immediately goalie. That's okay. O'Connor rejected. Clear on the contract duration. Okay, might as well give him 2 years. Pinelli said yes. Seattle here offering us Lysell now with Clegg. I'm going to say no to that one because I know Gooley's better than Clegg. And even though we did have Lysell before on the team, we don't need him at this point. So O'Connor here will try $1 million for 2 years. See what he says. And there we go. O'Connor said yes. So that's a good fourth line forward. Now we just have to really get the guys under contract that are holding out. This is kind of crazy, guys. Summer Blockbuster just went down. Chicago getting Josh Norris and Pilon there from the Senators. Evan Bouchard going back the other way. Now, I noticed we still could use a fourth line center, guys. Paul Ludwinski's available. 27 years old, 84 overall. Wants 2.4 for 2. 5-star defense there. Pretty solid physical. I mean, would not be a bad replacement, essentially, for Nichushkin, I guess. Let's try a 1 year, $2 million deal. Basically, I'm hoping we can get Muse on a really cheap 1 year by the fall. Plus, we can move around some guys, have the money for him. It's risky, but I'm just kind of going that way, filling people out. Henderson there accepted the qualifying offer we made him. Same with Ovechkin. Okay, so that does help us out. Ekblad being offered to us. Oh my. Aaron Ekblad, 2 years left at 9.3. They want Xavier Lau and Solani. This is a massive deal. Him and Dahlin on the top pair. Are you kidding me? 83 overall. I didn't realize he was that bad. Now, he still put up 50 points. Also, he'd be over the league maximum salary cap, so I'm not even sure how we got this trade offer, but they did have me excited there for a moment. Still waiting to hear back from Ludwinski. He goes with Detroit, okay. Now, since we missed out on Ludwinski, guys, I'm looking at Nicholas Waugh here, fourth line center. Decent defensive stats, 4-star physical. Looks to be a pretty good all-around player to play fourth line center. I mean, 1.4 million, I'll offer him that. There's no one interested right now, but sometimes after you make an offer, some other team comes in. We'll see if he says yes to that. If he does, all we have to worry about then is getting Muse under contract for next season. Are you kidding me? Waugh there also goes with the Blues. And Solani said yes. He's not even that great. Standard, though, is a AHL star. Wallman here being offered us now by the Panthers. What's his rating at? 83. Okay, so yeah, it still doesn't really make sense to take on that contract. And actually, guys, I just realized Alex Iafallo's available. So I was looking for centers. He's a left wing / center. 90D awareness there. 74 faceoffs is good enough. He's got the quick pick, X Factor, still decent skater. Physical could be better, but like for fourth line centers, I think he'll do good, especially with the X Factor. Should be good chemistry-wise for like the PK. We'll offer him 1 year, $1 million. Hopefully he doesn't drop in rating too much. I'm guessing he'll drop to like an 80, but he should still be fine in that role. There you go. He said yes. And so I just simmed the end of August now, guys. We still have 5.7 million in cap space. Mew's assets down to 4.8, which is nice. So we'll do that. He should say yes. And then even Lemieux here, if we do end up using him in NHL, he's asking for 825k. So we get both those guys. We got all of our forwards, all of our goalies. So we should be good. We're going to like fit just under the cap. We actually might have 1 or 2 million in cap space in terms of wiggle room for the deadline once we kind of move everyone around. Lemieux said yes. Waiting to hear back from Muse. He also said yes. There we go. All right, guys, for the start next season now, I'll show you what the team is looking like. I also want to point out, too, cap space, $3 million after, moving guys around. So we actually can, make a big trade at the deadline potentially. We still have some assets, bit of cap space there. I think the team as is, though, is pretty solid. So top 6 has not changed. We got Keller, Matthews, Kachuk. Actually, Kachuk should be on the left wing there. Yzerman, Cooley, Enroth on the second line. We then have Geeky, Hayton, Batherson on the third line. Very solid. With O'Connor, Iaffello, of course, on the fourth line. So fourth line's not as good as it used to be, but defensively, like, they've all got very high D awareness, so it should be okay. In terms of the defense, it looks actually a lot better. So Dahlin and Muse top pair. I've got Prindis and Sarovi on the second, getting a +5. Gooley, Lambert on the bottom pair. Could mix it up, could have Gooley second pair, but really do like that +5. More balanced this way. Every D pair has somebody that's 85+. In terms of the goaltending, DeVries there's an 87, Vejmelka backing up's an 80. Now, in terms of AHL team, Lysak's actually an 81, but I feel like Vejmelka we've had the entire time. I can't drop him down the AHL now in the final year. In terms of the rest of the team, you got Standard, Tracy, Waugh, Greentree, Carlson, Loshko, Morin, Pinelli, Dimitriev, Nyman, Douglas, Imama. So I feel like, the AHL team's not as good as it's been, but it's in the final year. It's whatever. Defensively here, we're actually kind of stacked. So Lemieux, Vasanov both ended up being 80s. The only one that gave +1 chemistry, though, was Lamoureux. Plus, he's 6'7", he's giant. He's got 89 D awareness. He's got really good physical stats. I think he kind of fits the best there on the bottom D pair. Behind those two guys, you got Henderson, you got Ovechkin. I was hoping Ovechkin would grow. He did not. You then have Bonk and Brucevic on the bottom pair. So I think overall, both teams are looking quite good. I'll show you guys our ratings now for the final season. Hopefully can win 3rd Stanley Cup here in the final year. As you guys can see, we've got 97 offense, 96 defense, 86 goaltending. So I still think our team, is quite good. That's going to do it for this episode. Go, guys. Hopefully enjoyed it. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.